There is an invasion of witchcraft into the Bible-believing, born-again church of God. Not because the ministers of the churches want witchcraft, not because the Christians who are blood-washed and spirit-filled want witchcraft, but because witchcraft, wizards and witches, partaking of Satan's nature, are extremely deceptive. And the Bible warns us that on occasion we should not be surprised if they make an entry and come disguised as messengers of light. I am not saying these things to make you look suspiciously or to look askance at every gospel preacher you meet or listen to. But I am saying these things to let you know what the Bible tells, that witchcraft can be introduced through deception into the truth of the living God, and that ministers and sincere Christians need to know how to recognize it. A few years ago I attended a large gospel service in the largest theater auditorium in the city of Los Angeles. A number of well-known religious leaders were present, including full gospel evangelists. And one of them got up to take an offering. And lo, I was surprised to find that unbeknownst to the other ministers and unbeknownst to that fine congregation of Christians, witchcraft was being injected and introduced, and there wasn't one person there raised their voice against it. Well, you say, how do you know it was witchcraft? Because they were doing exactly the same thing that Paul warned the Galatians about when he said in Galatians, the 3rd chapter and verse 1, O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you? And then he showed them who had bewitched them. Certain teachers had crept in among them and had brought them under intimidation and fear, and by teaching doctrines of fear instead of faith, they had bewitched them and put them back in a fear religion. One of the first evidences of witchcraft is that in face of faith, witchcraft uses fear. Christians need to be alerted, and they should be alarmed when witchcraft is introduced into the Christian church. Are there other areas where witchcraft is introduced? Certainly there are. Study carefully the 3rd chapter of Galatians. Paul said that Christ was preached among you, crucified among you by the preaching of the gospel. But he said, you've been taken back into bondage by these witch doctors under the guise of gospel preachers. But he said, this only what I ask of you. Received you the Holy Spirit by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith? And he said, he that ministereth unto you the Spirit, and he that worketh miracles among you, doeth he it by the works of the law or by the hearing of faith? Not only is the fear psychology that is used to coerce people, witchcraft in the church, but legalism, works religion, self-righteousness in place of God's righteousness is witchcraft.